Why you are a basketball connoisseur. Your heart and soul is in basketball. And so the NBA playoffs is just right around the corner. And this year they're doing the playoffs a little bit different. Basically, they are trying to do what March Madness does and like kind of have these play-in games. So basically, what it comes down to is the 7th seed will play the 8th seed, and the winner of that will ultimately have the 7th seed. The 10th seed will play the 9th seed, and the winner of that will play the loser of the 7th of the 8th seed, and then the winner of that will get the 8th seed. So basically, the 10th place team right now, I believe, is the Dallas Mavericks in like one division there. They could in return be as high as 8th seed going into the playoffs when like right now they're on the outside looking in. So why I'm going to kick it to you first because you are like Combs, like you are a baseball or like you are a basketball enthusiast. Is this play-in tournament to even get into the playoffs a good idea for NBA basketball?
A lot of guys have really been criticizing it, but I kind of like it. I think it gives, in a sense, of course it's not March Madness. It'll never be March Madness. So don't take me the wrong way when I say it, but it kind of gives off that in a way. You can have a team that was a 10th seed make it in as an 8th seed. I mean, it gives for that opportunity. So, it isn't March Madness, but it kind of gives you that upset opportunity. So in a sense, I kind of like that. Now, I understand that a lot of players have been criticizing it heavily and they don't like it. Do you know why those players don't like it? Because they're the teams that are in the 8 or in the 7 seed, and they're now not guaranteed in. They got to play their way in.
Right.
If you are so worried about it, then why not be a 6 through 1 seed?
Right.
Why not win more? Stop crying about it. Once again, it kind of goes back to the point of, these guys just want it easy and to scoot in the best that they can. And if you want it to be easy and you just want to scoot in without playing a play-in tournament, win more games.
So you are all for the
4 more games.
So you are all for the extra 3 games to get into the playoffs, right? You are 100% on board with it. Combs, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm kind of, I'm kind of in the middle. Like I really don't care either way. I mean, it's just more basketball that I won't watch. So it's just, I'm kind of caught in the middle. So how does it work? Is it a series?
No,
or
it
are
is
these one and done.
It is a one and done. Yep.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, especially if it's a one and done, you're not adding an extra series. You're just adding a play-in game. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah. So the one thing that
it's essentially kind of like a conference tournament. Sorry, Buck, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're 100% correct there. Like the one thing that I do like it is a one game playout, like it is just a one game period. Like it is not a 3 game series or a 5 game series or like even a 7 game series.
If it was a 7 game series, that'd be annoying.
Yeah, so like this is kind of what makes it compelling to me a tad bit is because you could in theory have a 10 seed go all the way up to the 8th seed, like basically be out of the playoffs 100%, play 2 games and become an 8th seed, and then they're in that playoff mindset there, so they could easily upset the number 1 seed. Now, I don't know how many times a 8 seed has beat a number 1 seed in the NBA playoffs.
I believe it's only twice.
Yeah,
I'll check, but I believe it's only once.
Yeah,
or twice.
I mean, like I can think of one time only off the top of my head, but I mean, this kind of makes it more must-watch TV a tad bit, just because like we don't have to wait till game 4 to like really find out a winner type of thing. So, but just like what you said, Wyatt, the teams that are really complaining are the
seeds.
Like are the teams that have
sorry.
So that are basically like the teams that are kind of like on that bubble of like 7 through like 10 there, and basically what you're saying is if you don't want to play that game, do better in the regular season. Combs has said that I mean, we see it like people don't give full effort during the regular season. So is the NBA trying to put more stock into the regular season by making this happen, Wyatt?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think in a little bit, I think it takes away some of that tanking mindset because those teams that are like kind of that middle ground of, your 10 to 12, somewhere in there that normally don't make the playoffs, or your 9 to 12, excuse me, your 9 to 12 that normally don't make the playoffs, now in a sense have a competing spot to get it. So that makes your April more interesting. Guys fight for it more. You see more competitive basketball. The other thing that I kind of like about it is it rewards those runs, the guys who have those late season runs. So, like last year in the bubble, the Suns went 8-0. They didn't lose a game in the entire bubble, but they still missed the playoffs in the bubble because the teams above them hadn't lost enough games. And I think that's why they added it on, honestly, because the Suns were on a hot streak. They could have entered the playoffs and possibly knocked off a higher seed, no matter who that was or where
and
that
they're
landed.
the 2 seed this year, right, in the Western Conference?
Yes. So they added Chris Paul, and they've really turned everything around. But so I kind of like it in a way too, because it lets those late season runs, kind of jump up a little bit, and it makes the 1 seeds not sit. You won't see teams that are sitting in the 1 seed. Like right now, I believe it is the Utah Jazz in the West are the 1 seed, correct? And then the 1 seed in the East is Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, I think they're tied. Like the Nets and Philly are kind of like tied right there for 1 and 2 out west.
But it also makes those teams like that, not be so lazy toward the end of the year. Guys won't sit. They would need to keep their bodies ready, because when they play that first game of the 7-game series in the beginning of the playoffs, a team that they're playing has already played 2 games. They're
Right.
ready to go. They're locked and loaded. So I think in a sense it kind of adds to that too. It makes these teams have to compete more. It's the NBA kind of making the regular season more interesting at the end is essentially what it is. And once again, this is another one of the many reasons why I love Adam Silver, and I think he is the best commissioner in all pro sports right now. I think, and I don't think it's close. He does things like this to spice up situations. He listens to the fans and does his best.
Pause and time out there. He is 100% copying the NFL. 100%. They added an extra team into the playoffs just so teams are not sitting week 15, 16, 17.
Name a commissioner who's better than Adam Silver.
Name a commissioner better.
Roger Goodell.
No.
False.
Hiding evidence.
So
Rob Manfred doesn't even know what a baseball is, I don't think.
it doesn't matter.
Roger Goodell. Manfred's the worst of any commissioner
Yes.
in the history of commissioners. And Roger Goodell has a god complex that just he's
Adam Silver just bends
horrible.
over and takes it.
He's turned the NFL into the no fun league. So it's not Roger Goodell. But Adam Silver has done
listens
good
to
things
his-
for the NBA.
Yeah, Adam Silver listens to his players and listens to the fans, and it's because he spent so much time under David Stern. David Stern is the greatest sports commissioner in my opinion of all time.
Easily.
He saved the NBA.
He did.
Yeah.
You're 100%
For sure.
correct.
He 100%. He 100%. The whole frozen envelope theory with Patrick Ewing. I did the conspiracy theory. Have you guys seen that?
Nope.
It's still fixed. I mean, the NBA lottery is still fixed.
Yeah, and it absolutely is. So that way you have teams that are more successful.
Right.
But he sent you 110%. Nobody will ever change my mind. He fixed that. And Stern knew what was best for the NBA, and he sent Patrick Ewing to New York. It's the media capital of the world. Why would you not? And he saved the NBA. Lost so many viewers after the 70s and heading into the 80s because the guys like Larry had kind of died down a little bit. You didn't have those 70s or not 80s, excuse me. The guys like Kareem and all of them had kind of like slowed down a little bit. Bill Russells and Wilson all of them had left the league. So the league had seen a decline in viewers. So what did
And how
he
do they repay Patrick Ewing? By making him show his ID 6 times when he's coaching a team in the tournament.
That was Madison Square
Garden.
Garden, though. But that
What
was
is the big deal
stupid.
about that? No, it's not. It's absolutely policy.
It's the house he built. Madison Square
If
Garden
you
would
don't know
not be
who
what it
Patrick
is.
Ewing
without him.
is, you shouldn't be working at Madison Square Garden.
Exactly.
Man Hour Nation, thank you for checking out that clip. If you're interested in watching the full show, the link is in the description. Click on it, hit that like button, share it with a couple friends, and as always, Man Hour Nation, rise up.